Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 467.
Happy Thursday.
Hope everyone is doing well.
Mate, I'm just sipping on a bit of a coffee. Hey, not to virtue signal, but what did I do? What was the kind gesture I did just, a few moments ago when we were walking down the street?
I can't think.
Oh, I gave $1 to a man who needed it, who wanted some cash.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. See, now he's trying to...
No, you did. No, that was very nice. You actually had the $1 there. You were holding it. Was it because I paid for your coffee and so you had the $1 from that?
No. I mean, to be honest, if we want to get into the coffee thing, I bought you a $4 coffee yesterday and you backed it up with a $1. So you technically owe me 3 more coffees or coffee and then I'll pay the rest.
It was your choice to get some.
Anyway, I don't really care. The $1, though, I've been holding on to for about a week.
In your actual hand or no? No.
I had it at home for a while on the bench, saw it there, and I thought, I'm going to start carrying that $1 around. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll carry it around. Right. Mr. 97 and I, we got that $1. We got that $1 last week. Well, technically I did, but I'll bring him into it. So we were filming down in Geelong, and I was Think about
pokies. Is that what it's to do with?
No. Think about towns like Geelong or Shepparton or Bendigo. Stitch up, mate. Don't make people pay for parking. Like, I know you're trying to raise some cash for your local municipality.
That's all right.
But it's just like a pain in the ass. You got to always have cash on you. Not all the machines have FPOS. Pay as you go, tap and go.
Yeah.
But anyway, the machines in Geelong do, which is why I was able to pay for parking. I never carry coins. And so I went to this machine to get my parking for an hour in Geelong, and I'm standing behind this woman who got to the machine before me. I was a bit annoyed. You know when you see someone just get to the thing before you?
Brie and I will, there's a cafe that we go to, and where we walk is sort of a shortcut and you can see other couples walking. Yeah. And so we just fucking go real quick and get the best seat.
And you have some legs on you.
Yeah.
You start striding.
Sometimes I'll be...
Oh, my God, what's happened? This guy
I do have a strong stride. But anyway, so the lady, did she leave the $1?
So she's putting the money in. Mm-hmm. She's trying to, working it out. More minutes.
It's such an annoying process like that plus thing.
Well, some of the dodgy machines set it for the full
and then you have to
limit,
minus,
and then you get a minus. So they're hoping you just buy the top $1 parking.
Have you seen the ones with 5-minute increments?
Yeah.
Mate, if you want to get real
the
annoyed,
beach boxes.
It's the worst thing is now you have to put your number plate in, and so it prints it out, and your number plate's on the ticket. So you can't just you can't give back. You can't just say, "Hey, excuse me, ma'am, would you like my ticket because I bought 4 hours and I stayed here 2?" No, you can't do that shit no more.
It was one of my favourite things to do when Brie and I would go to the Stoke House in St Kilda. That parking across the road, you could do that. And so it was one of the favourite things to do, pay for parking, and then you sort of go to a family and sort of pretend like you're fucking handing over a novelty check.
It feels real good. So they've stopped that shit. We're all feeling crap about it now.
I don't even know my license plate number. That's one thing. Like when we went to Bob Jane T-Mart to get our wheels aligned. Remember that?
Oh, you went? Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, Bree knows the number.
Yeah. You actually got to know it more now than ever.
Why?
Because these kind of things.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Parking at the airport, that kind of shit. You got to.
What about our favourite Shoppo, Doncaster, Westfield? They just do it automatically.
Oh, mate, that's heaven.
Unless you stay for more than 3 hours. Yeah. In that case, it goes bad. But I love Westfield and that shopping centre specifically.
It's good. It is good. Anyway, so this woman is putting her cash in, her coins, and she drops one. And she just starts stamping her foot and going, damn it, damn it, damn it. Mm-hmm. And she was really angry. And she was just getting a bit flustered putting her coins in.
Do you think maybe she had mental health issues?
Well, the coin was still on the ground. She didn't pick it up. And as she finished, she got her ticket printed out. I said to her, did you want your coin? She said, no, you can have it. I can't pick it up. I said, do you want me to get it for you? She said, no, I can't pick things up if I drop them. And I was like, whoa. First thing I said was, what happens if you drop your phone? She said, I haven't dropped it yet, so it's all good.
Do you reckon like a germaphobe?
So, yeah, but what it sounded like it was a new thing, because if you haven't dropped your phone ever, maybe if you have that, like I feel like she might have, the same obsessive compulsive disorder, and so it is just a thing. I said, what about if you drop $50? I just she was lovely. We were just having a little bit of banter, and she's like, oh, my husband usually gets it. So anyway, I've had that dollar.
So you had the dollar.
I've had the dollar.
So you picked it up in front of her?
No, she was saying, yeah, it's yours. I was like,
but she didn't pick it up and give it to you.
No, but she said, Mr. 97 was there. Did you see the full interaction?
I was so I was shocked. I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep talking to her and understand this.
Well, because you asked, would you pick up your phone? And then because I was sort of like half listening and half not. And then once we finished the whole interaction, I was like to somebody, what if she drops her phone?
Yeah.
And we'd already gone through it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is something, coins, annoying, but good to, it's nice to have cash.
Mate, it's always good to have cash, but it's not good if you have cash and then you can't pick it up and you drop your cash.
Yeah. I mean,
that's annoying.
Are you, I feel like you don't really have cash that much.
Dude, I haven't, like we're trying to buy a washing machine. We don't have one yet. And there's
are you going to go front load?
Yeah, I think we'll go front load. You can get some really great front load ones.
We've got front load. I think they're easier to put things in. Like you don't have to, like when you're doing top load, you have to lift it up over the whole thing and put it in.
I think they actually spin better. I think it's known now that they're much better than the old school ones.
Wait, so which is better?
Front load.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true though, to be honest, because I think that they can wear and tear. 97, can you look and confirm?
Oh, mate, I had so much banter with my brother around. He's got to get a good one. And then he was telling me about front loaders. No, you got to get a really good quality one that lasts you 10, 15
front
years.
loader.
Front loader though, he was saying.
Okay, and so good guys.
Yeah, but anyway.
Pay cash and we'll slash the prices.
Yeah, dude.
Do we believe that to be true?
It is true. They do.
What are they doing? Are they not declaring that?
I mean, here's the thing. As a business owner, I know that, and I had a cash business as a personal trainer. I took check. One guy, Noel, he was a lovely bloke.
Mm-hmm.
He literally paid to come in to run on a treadmill, and I'd stand there. So he was old school, just wanted to get it done on the treadmill.
Very old school because he had a checkbook.
But he paid me on checks.
And so could we get a checkbook for our accounts?
Yeah, it's a checking account.
Okay.
And so you could get the checkbook with it.
That would be fun to do.
I wouldn't accept check. If someone wanted to pay check right now and we had to do the work and they wanted to pay the check first to then, it's like, here's a horrible, horrible moment. And I don't know if my friend at the time realised, but somehow it's just kept with me. We were riding our scooters down this main street, went past a toy shop, and the guy who owned the toy shop came out because we were kind of like slowed down around that area. He said, "Hey," talking to this guy, this kid that I was hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
He said, tell blah, 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 tell Brian, who was his stepdad, tell Brian to get in touch with me because his check bounced.
Interesting. What did his stepdad Brian do for a living?
No, they were Aussie battlers from the housing commission across the road from our school, and so they had no money. Like they had $0, and so I think it was probably the old here's the check, and because I put it in, and then it's like you literally have to wait till it clears. Like the bank puts it into your account pending. And if it doesn't actually clear, they suck it straight back out.
Well, it's when, it can be dangerous even for people who aren't necessarily trying to be dodgy. It was like when I sponsored my first ever award. Remember, I've told this story before. But
what big business did you have sponsoring?
Media Flex. So my old business, Media Flex, when I was 19, so the year after I finished school, and I'd won a multimedia award when I was in year 12, and I got a $100 check from like a multimedia production business. And so I thought, when I am 19, like when I'm finished school the next year, I'm going to pass it down and MediaFlex is going to present an award.
And I thought I was virtual.
Yeah. And so this was the time, remember I told the story of the awards night that they didn't give me a time limit on how long my speech could be.
And you blew it out to a keynote of 45 minutes.
45
It was an
minutes.
Apple announcement.
I literally had a lady come
It
up
was
to me and she
Tim
said,
Cook.
Don't worry what anyone says. I think that was amazing. I was like, what is everyone saying? But that was the time where the final slide was a photo of me on an elephant in Thailand being like, this could be you. But anyway, I gave a check of $100.
A novelty check or
No, it was just a small sort of standard check.
So you had a checkbook back in the day?
Yeah, I did. MediaFlex. And that was only, 10 years ago?
Most businesses back in the day, you used to
It just comes with it.
checking account. Yeah. Well, you can have a checking account
Or a
now,
save-
but it doesn't. You actually don't have the book. It's just called the checkings account.
Exactly. And so, but I didn't have the $100 in the account yet. A client had to pay. So I was really hoping that he would have to at least, you don't want to say it. You don't want to, as you're handing over the check, say, just give us a few days. So I just had to hope that the kid didn't go that day and bank the check. And it was fine. It ended up coming out of my account. So I know
You got it. Yeah.
So he was fine.
We can cash checks as well. They used to go in and just actually retrieve the cash from the bank. Such an old process. God, I haven't done that in a long time. I used to have like a bit of a ritual when I wasn't stashing the cash to not declare to the tax department so I could go to Hollywood. I would I had a bit of a saving system. I used to sort of have it in this spot. Anyway, all my notes. But sometimes, most Fridays, I would drop cash off to the bank. And so remember the old, you'd rock up, you'd put your cash into the thing and they would I don't. You don't remember it?
No, I never had, even the
You had
only
a checking account, bro.
I had a checking account. I did do a
It was like a drawer that they'd send out to you, and so it would be open. Then you put your cash in, and then you'd send it back to them through the screen.
No, I remember my relationship with cash. I could probably count on two hands how many times I've been paid for cash. I remember I did an event. It was can you look this up? 97. It's the New Minster, NEWMI. I'm not good at spelling it. NSTER, New Minster, wedding expo. So New Minster, I think, was some sort of wedding business, and I did a fashion show. I was emceeing a fashion show for Big W.
How did you get all these?
Well, so can you see? Is it coming up, by the way? New Minster.
I've just got the Melbourne 2019 Bridal Expo.
Yeah,
that's it.
Sponsored
Caulfield. Was it in Caulfield?
It was Western Suburbs, I believe, but I wasn't very good with suburbs. It could have been Caulfield, but I can actually have a look on my emails. I wouldn't have MediaFlex, maybe not. But anyway, I was emceeing a Big W charity event at our school shed, and the people were so impressed that they came up to me and said, "Would you MC our wedding expo for the fashion show?" And so, as a 16-year-old, I did that, or 15 or 16. And so,
did they think novelty? We get this kid.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess
novelty?
I was so nervous though because they obviously had all these paid sponsors, like people like Couture. I remember the Couture one.
Couture?
It really stuck with me. There was one that where it's something a bit sexy and they're going out in lingerie. I just had to keep my cool as they're walking, and
Tuck it up.
I was just not panic, and because it felt like the young 15 or 16-year-old is the one everyone's looking at when that happens. But I do remember, I think it was like $300 I was getting paid cash. Anyway, they gave me the envelope at the end of it was a 2-day event. And it was $300. Anyway, got the cash, started counting it. They had paid me $300 a day. It was $600.
You thought it was 300?
I thought it was 300, and I think they told me 300, and it's like, oh, we're going to look after this kid.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I ended up with 600 cash. The other time was when I was getting I was filming for a golfer. I was getting paid okay, and it was like this sort of charity event, and I was putting together this video for them, and he just came up to me and sort of shook my hand. He shook my hand. He just gave me like a wad of cash and said, "Mate, thanks so much for all your work." And there's probably I think it was like $800 cash.
What's the most cash that you've had in your hands? I remember this question as a kid. I mean, Mr. 97, you're in the digital space. You tap and go, and
Yeah, how much cash have you had?
I don't reckon that much.
Upwards of probably $800.
That's all?
Of 800?
Yeah,
That's sad.
Wow.
it's all in the bank. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not sad.
But do you remember
probably-
it was always there was a
Yeah, you'd
question
lay
when we
it
were young.
out.
What's the most money you've had in your hands?
I was very lucky as a kid I would get a bunch of cash for my birthday. I was stupidly spoiled. I think I got when I was 15, I would have gotten 300 cash, which I thought was pretty good.
300 cash, yeah. Not bad.
Wasn't not good?
Oh,
I mean, I was in
hang
the
out-
suburbs.
I don't even mean yours. It could be just there's something
Oh,
about
how much? Yeah.
wow, I'm holding
Yeah,
heaps of cash.
I mean, I was obsessed to the point where mum and dad had given me cash for my birthday. It was when I was younger, so I had 250s, and I just was obsessed about them being flat, and so I ironed them and melted them together, and they fell apart, and so dad had to put them amongst a bunch of other cash and go to the bank and get it.
Oh, and trying to get it.
And it was fine, but it was damaged, mate. Yeah, but to answer your question, I don't know. Probably yeah, $3,000. I reckon I bought some dumb shit. I bought a $3,300 plasma TV
with cash.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was 19.
Yeah. Is
This
this is the
stupid.
one where you?
It's a Panasonic.
You told them that you were.
Yeah. It was worth
Mate,
$5.
that's the BMW purchase for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never done any dumb cars or shit like that. Yeah, but that's how much cash? Do you?
I hung out with some people that had some unsavory businesses that I used to see $20,000 cash. This is like a big pile.
I loved the smell of money when in reality it's people wiping their bums and then playing with cash.
There's something about American cash, like the paperback. It's
the other day. There's actually a photo of. Do you see the Donald Trump photo?
No.
Of him walking onto what's the jet called? Jet 1 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Air Force One.
Yeah, Air Force.
Yeah,
One.
Air Force One, and he's just got cash in his back pocket, and people are like, "What is he doing with it? Why is he needing cash?" It's a good point. But Jack Post, I remember hanging out with Jack a bunch when I was in the radio days. He was always someone who would get $160 out every time. Anytime he would go to an ATM, he would get 160.
Why?
Because it gives you all different types of notes.
Oh yeah.
What are you seeing the photo?
Yeah. It's just the wind blew his jacket up, and there's
a whole bunch of
note
cash
coming out.
Cash
yeah.
is trash.
It was
Grant card though.
It was $20.
$20. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, why do you? I've always thought about royalty. The
What?
prince,
Royalty.
the queen.
Oh, okay, yeah,
these
sure.
people who are just money isn't a thing, right?
What do you mean?
Your face is on a note. You're the Queen of England. It's like, what does money mean? You don't need money at that point. So I think about Prince Harry and these people.
They don't need money.
What do they need money for? As in, how often are they actually physically going to the shops
sure.
anyway? Because they're so famous.
So you're thinking they shouldn't put them on the note because they're not using them?
No. They can be on the note. I mean, if you're on the note, you shouldn't have to use it.
Yeah.
Because it's your note.
Or dead. I wonder how many people are alive. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Could you tell me who's on any of the notes?
Queen, $5 note. She's on there. The other side of
$20?
it. $20.
Guy with the hat?
Yeah, the guy with the hat. Who is that bloke? Can you find him out? The Australian $20 note, tomato. What is it? Who is he? He's an
$50 note?
old. Is it one of the? My guess is he is an old Prime Minister of Australia, wearing his top hat from the 1930s. I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
But I think there was. I remember when the Aussie dollar was really good. My parents having US money. Do you ever do that? Where
Nah, my friend's dad did. This is so scumbaggery. Gronk. It's a Gronk move. My mate's dad, when the dollar was real. No, it was. Maybe it was not great. Like back when we were young. Was it
used
good?
to be like 55 cents.
Yes. So we took a 50
Yeah.
from his drawer and 50 USD, went to the city and exchanged it. You know how there's just those shops that just have a screen.
Yeah.
The closest thing to the experience of the old bank, sliding it through.
You never get, I remember it's so complicated going overseas and using those things because they're all trying to rip you off. So you have to get them to count it all and make sure, like if they've got commission.
Yeah, it's such dodgy industries. Did you find out Mr. 97?
Banjo Patterson on the $10.
And the 10, the 20. What about the 20?
And the 20. Hey,
Banjo Patterson.
What do we know about Banjo?
Tiny Kangaroo Down. Is that him? Banjo Patterson wrote the
Tiny
song.
Kangaroo Down is Rolf Harris.
Yeah. I just Banjo Patterson wrote a famous song. I think there's a connection to Rupert, who I flew up in Longreach. He wrote the song, the famous song.
Longreach.
In central Queensland. And so I think he wrote a famous song up there. What does he sing? I mean, he sings the
Banjo sound. Is that a stage
I reckon
name?
I can pull this up quicker than Mr.
Waltzing
97.
Matilda.
Yes, the fucking famous one.
Mm.
Yeah, so he wrote that. Look up where he wrote it from, please, because I think there's a connection to on Rupert's property or he wrote it within the region where he was living. I remember we were having a conversation. I was a bit pissed, to be honest.
Wait, when was? This was last year.
Last year.
Are you going? Drinking. So you're. I was talking to Human Periscope, Tall Gronk.
HP, yeah, Tall Gronk.
He was saying he's thinking about stopping drinking.
Yeah, good on him.
And I was saying the one annoying thing about drinking, which when you're a non-drinker you talk about it a lot, but then it sort of goes out of the conversation, was when I used to not drink, I would always talk about how much money I was saving. It would sort of justify my other silly purchases. Uber Eats. Well, I don't drink, but it is expensive. I keep forgetting that every time we go to Dan Murphy's, it's like $24.
You bet. How often have you been going to Dan Murphy's?
Once a week.
Yeah.
Brie and I actually, there was champagne at Daylesford.
Oh, free
champagne
in the.
And so we didn't drink it, but we were doing a bit of a 3D deal and grabbing everything that was possibly
free.
there.
Oh, to take with
to
you.
take.
Not to. I mean, 3D deal.
He ate it all. Yeah.
He poured it on himself.
Yeah. But so we were about to take it. We're like, well, we shouldn't waste that. And then I Googled it and we said, okay, if it's more than this amount, we'll take it. If it's less, we won't.
More than $50, you'd take it? Was that the amount? Or 70? 50 or 70? Because if
20.
I mean, you wanted to take it.
So
it was worth more than 20.
It was $7.
Oh, that's embarrassing for that. The place where you stayed.
We're not saying which place it is, but the funny thing is they're like a primo, like a really good. It's like It's like a $370 a night place or whatever it is. They've got
how much?
$370 a night, I think.
I thought you said 307.
No,
so where the $7 went.
Yeah. No, and they or maybe it was $340. I don't fucking know. But their amenities are quite strange in general. Like they've got some nice stuff. Like they've got the guy's obsessed about talking about some of the things that he has. Like he talks about we had the choice between the room with the rain shower that's like it's like a proper massage one, so you can change the settings.
Oh yeah, rain shower head,
but it's like it's not remedial, it's not the right word, but it's like Bree was always talking about
I thought a rain shower head is like a wide, so it's like a big circle and there's lots of holes, so it just like falls. Maybe that's falls.
I'll ask Bree. Hey Siri. Call Brianna Phillips.
Wait, this is riveting.
Calling Brianna. iPhone.
Does she get her name right?
She said Brianna, which is wrong. Brianna is double N. Brianna is one. This is really important.
What are we trying to work out? Rain shower?
What is it called? Hey, babe, you're on the podcast. Very quickly, what was it? What's the shower head called at Daylesford?
A chromatherapy shower.
Thank you.
A chromatherapy.
Is it the same as a rain head?
Rain shower.
Rain shower?
No, it's different because it has different like massage things that you change. It also has like lights and stuff.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Love you, bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
So a chromatherapy is the one you went with.
I think it's aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy.
No, aromatherapy is the
sense.
smell.
Aroma.
Aroma?
Aroma therapy.
What does aroma mean? Aroma is sense.
Yeah.
It didn't smell
He's
of
just
anything.
typed the wrong thing in. Give baby a break.
Aroma. Maybe look up
I
the
thought
place.
I heard a
can't-
chroma.
That's what I heard as well, but then I typed that up and it
Nothing.
wanted to change to aromatherapy shower
Did
head.
you spell it with an E?
E-Roma.
Chroma.
I don't fucking know. Anyway, so he had the shower head. You could pick the shower head one. There was another. These are what is it called? The shipping containers. There were shipping containers that were converted. Very cool. There was one place that had the world's best pinball machine.
How do you make the world? What's the,
Well,
why
it's
is
like
it the world's
it's one
best?
of the best. It's like the top, like it's an AC/DC one or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Or this is in Daylesford, which is how do you describe it? It's like sort of spa or Hepburn Springs. It's like a spa country, like it's like where a lot of bed and breakfasty sort of things. Anyway, there was that, and then there was a massage chair, and so something straight like I don't like the massage chair, weird.
So what did you go with?
The pinball machine, weird. So we went with the shower head, the one with the, and so he would talk about things. He's like, oh yeah, he was always pointing out the price. He's like, oh yeah, the tap, or what's it called? Not a tap. No, it is a tap. If you got a bath and then you turn on the water, comes out of a tap. The tap accessory. What's that called?
The knob.
No, not the knob.
The head.
No, think about it. If you're looking at a bathroom and you're like, oh, geez, they have really good.
I don't know what you're talking about. You got two tap handles.
But what is that called?
Two
Is
knobs,
a general thing?
and then
What do you mean? The tap?
Yes, if you've got like real good finishings or whatever on a apartment, like
Fixtures and fittings.
fixtures and fittings. I think that could be it. But anyway, he said it was $5,000 for the tap.
we know where he didn't spend the cash.
Exactly. And so then he also there's a note about the TV is not swivel, right? It's the best. Actually, I need to log out of my YouTube account.
Oh.
It's still in there on their TV. But they that happened to me as well on Netflix in fucking Amsterdam. I set up my Netflix
Well, Craig
in a
Harper's
hotel.
Craig Harper's still running off my Netflix account.
Really? What's
just
he
gave
watching?
Is he?
Well, I just gave him the login, and then I set up a little Craig thing. So he might be. I haven't asked him, but he messaged me like ages
Hey, mate,
after
did
I
you change your
No,
password?
he messaged me ages after I actually got the subscription, and he said, "Mate, what's the password again?"
Well, I had that from a
He's done a lot for me, Craig. You can have that one.
Well, I had some neighbours who I really like, but they when they moved into our apartment block, we were the first people to ever move in, and we were the first ones to have internet. And so I put up a sign saying, "Hey guys, the internet's going to take." What are you counting, by the way?
No, I found it. It's a chromatherapy shower head,
Okay.
and it uses the science of they use colors to adjust body vibrations. So
Sure.
That's fancy. Anyway, but what were you doing with your mouth? That
no, I
was
was trying to figure out how I got aromatherapy from Bree saying a chromatherapy shower head.
okay. And how did you?
Well, because she said a chromatherapy shower head.
Okay. Thanks. And so when we were moved into the place, got the internet set up a guest Wi-Fi, put up a sign saying, "Hey guys, I know that the internet takes ages to get set up." There was a company called Opticom, one of the worst businesses in Australia. They're sort of like a competitor to the NBN. So they'll go to estates or so say if you buy a place in Cranbourne or something or, Pakenham or anywhere, they'll say, we're going to install the fibre for all the homes, but they don't put enough, they don't give it enough bandwidth. So they'll run like one cable that's and so you get terrible speeds.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I knew that it was going to take a while for people to get set up because they have to deal with this business and they had terrible reviews. And so we had at one time 30 different people all using our internet, and I thought it was great. And one of I finally turned it off, and it had been like a year, and they like knocked on the door and asked, "Hey, Josh, like the internet's just gone down." I was like, "Oh well, it's been like a year."
Oh, so they've been using it for
So
a
they've been
year.
using it for a year. Like they just didn't bother getting internet, and so that was taking the piss. But
What did you do? Well, because that can be an awkward conversation because it's like, yeah.
I think I was like, I've shut it off. No more. No, but they were like,
God, an hour.
Yeah.
Make them just
No more.
addicted
Yeah.
and then just no.
No. I could have actually, I could have charged. Like I could have completely subsidized.
You could have been an ISP.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, it's annoying. You would do that, definitely. But going back to the TV in the Daylesford place.
No swivel. No.
Yeah, no swivel. And he had a sign. He's got so many signs about like smoking. The cleaning fee is going to be this, and it's just like signs everywhere. Oh yeah, do not put hot logs because it had like a log fire. Do not put hot logs on the ground, like on the tiles.
I mean, owning these places, you almost have to. It's like seeing Gronk proof. It's like seeing the signs on the toilet saying "Don't stand on our fucking toilet."
Yeah, that's a cultural thing as well.
Yeah, true.
But maybe not. Like, but also don't do it. So there was that. But with the TV, it was like, do not try and swivel the TV. It is a $12,000 TV. And so Bree got obsessed with it. We went to JB over the weekend, and she was like, "That TV there is $6,000. He thinks he paid $12,000 for that one."
He probably did. He got ripped off.
Yeah. Anyway, but he very obsessed. But the hilarious thing is, he's got like a little amenities section. There was a bit where it's like breakfast and some amenities are included. And so Bree's like, "Oh, I don't know. We're going to go to the shops before we got there and get some cheeses and stuff." And Bree's like, "Oh, well, let's hold off. We don't know what could be there." She's expecting like some fucking
buffet
platter or some sort of thing, and it was like chicken noodles in like a Maggi. Like it was real. Yeah, it was.
Dude, drop all the cash on the shower head and the TV.
The massage chair, the ping pong. Like
then all you can afford is $7.
Pinball, thank you.
$7 for a bottle of champers.
Yeah. Which I didn't know.
Noodles.
Yeah, I thought that were, if you're not going to do it, because like you think about going to the Ovalo and think about like how good that experience was. Anyway, so that was interesting. Episode 500.
Mate, not far away. We've just wrapped up all of our episodes that we did in Sydney, and that's over.
Yeah. Let us know who your favourite episode was. Send us an email. But in regards to 500 episodes.
29th of October.
Gem, Queen Gronk, messaged. She's been doing scouting of the creek.
We were down there, Coonung Creek, which has got a few mentions on this.
Have you hung out with Gemma since you moved to Bulleen?
No, but
will you?
We just missed her because we were at Coonung Creek with Bodie on the weekend, hooning around on his bike, and then Gemma messaged Amy because she saw that Amy was posting stories about it and said, "I've just been down there too." So it was after, so we missed her. But no, we haven't.
And so she was, she was saying that she did a recce for us.
A recce because we talked about doing an episode from down there.
She's taking photos.
To be honest, one of the things I've noticed about the Burbs, super dark. Like at night, so if we were ever do something at night, you can't see shit anywhere. Like I feel like, God, I was privileged. Grew up in Brighton.
Yeah, always
St
lit.
Kilda.
Yeah.
Lit. Like so lit. Like you're walking, I don't feel worried. I'm just cruising the streets. I said to Amy, I don't want you out there walking. Like
Unless you have a big torch.
I got scared.
Could you buy a good torch? I'd love a good torch.
Mate, don't need, no. You don't need a big torch anymore. My brother has a head torch. He's a Sparky, so he's up in roofs. Dude, the brightness, Bodie puts it on his head and we crank it up. These are just LEDs and they're just casting the most fucking light you've ever seen. And he's like, that's a weak one. You can get whatever, 1,200 amps or whatever it is.
Is it the same as, is it nits?
Yeah.
Because you know how like they're saying that with the new iPhone.
I think it's
like,
lumens.
Lumens. Yeah. Anyway,
what about the iPhone though? It's like lit.
Yeah, nits.
It's 1,200 nits.
Yeah, that's the brightness of the screen. Yeah.
And so, Ant said,
you can
get like a serious head torch, which you could get.
But you have to wear it on your head.
You can hold it. I hold it and just have it for Bodie. Like you could take it out of its mounting thing.
I like one of the, my dad had one that I think it was like what the police use.
A mag light.
Yeah, big black
I don't know.
one.
Yeah, but I don't know. No, I don't think they use those. I remember when we were kids, it was always mag light. We had one. You could get the longer
Remember the
ones.
batteries? What are they called? The B3s or something? Or the D
yeah,
batteries?
but then you had to use little globes.
Yeah,
so now the technology is, it's just like it's all battery. You can charge them by USB-C or whatever it is. But we can get you one of those. But it's dark as shit around there. It's hard to see, and so you'd have to set up a marquee or
if we do it in
floodlights.
The floodlights would be great. What I'd be worried about is bugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you see? There's a great radar photo in I think it's South Carolina. If you type in radar dragonflies, where the dragonflies are starting to move to different climates to the south of South America.
Dragonflies.
And
weird things.
And they're showing up on the radar. It's covering the whole radar. So the weather people are like, hey guys, like a lot of dragonflies. I thought that was interesting.
That is weird. So yeah, a bit dark down there. You'd have to do some kind of day thing.
Yeah.
Do some sort of fitness thing. But I think episode 500, which is why you're talking about the recce for the event or something to celebrate.
Well, she was saying, yeah, I think I must have said the other day that we should do.
Yeah, episode 500 from the creek.
Yeah. But you've been speaking to AU79.
Hey, I think we can do it from an actual lovely venue. We can put on a 500 party.
So that's in Abbotsford.
Oh,
good location.
Great spot. Awesome function venue.
But for our Doncaster audience, if you don't want to have to get on the freeway.
Oh, it's easy. Off the M1, off the M3.
But could we do maybe a so if episode 500's on the 29th, which is a Tuesday, could we maybe do a weekend episode for people who don't want to do weeknights and that want to do a Sunday?
You could do a little. I'm sure they've got like
outside broadcast barbecue on a Sunday.
There's a barbecue
area. Maybe potentially.
Could we hire out
we could
that?
just get a barbecue.
No, you just rock up.
You don't need to hire.
No. These public things, you can have a sign.
I mean, no one's going to kick us off once we've got a bunch of people there.
But then does that mean that you need to be there the day before manning it?
Mate,
who's going to wait overnight?
It's like
that's why you're going to have to, because otherwise, if someone gets there early in the morning,
it's not New Year's Eve. We're not. It's not just
it's a Sunday. It'll be great weather. End of October, beautiful weather. And so what I think we do is we do a Sunday event, more of a family event. The kids can come down. Room for a jumping castle or no? Too hard.
I don't know if you can.
No, you'd probably need a permit for that.
In public areas, you would need a permit.
So now we need a permit.
Yeah.
Okay, so no jumping castle.
Nah.
What sort of things could we do for the kids?
Heck, what are those
Face
races?
painting?
Nah, what are those sack races?
Oh yeah,
old sack race.
We could, or we could get Leah. What about Leah on the face paint?
Leah used to do face painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once a face painter, always a face painter. My mum actually was very good at face paint.
I think not everyone has kids, and most
I don't
parents,
have kids, but I'm
but I'm saying most parents are trying to get away from their kids. So maybe a night out.
But are we doing the Sunday option as well?
I don't think we have time. I think for the babies, it's like one thing is more than enough to have to organise. Because you like to throw a few things out there and then sit back and see how it all gets put together.
Yeah.
And then rock up.
Okay, well, so
500.
Can we do the creek sooner then?
Yeah, I'll do an episode from the creek on a weekend. It's lovely.
On a Sunday?
Yeah.
So we're doing the same thing, but
Sunday
just not
morning. But it's just bacon and eggs. If 3 people come.
What about the start of October? No, no, we can't do it. No, that's right
this
now.
Weekend. That's next week. So that's next Tuesday.
Okay, so we can't. That's too soon.
Yeah, I'll be away. Yeah. So anyway, 500, 29th Tuesday night. We're going to do a party. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. So that's all good. The creek. In all seriousness, what about the Sunday, the 13th of October? Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you be, I mean, it's no skin off your nose. It's in your suburb.
Yeah.
Or very close.
It's close by.
And so maybe if we, we'll have Gemma there. Maybe that's is that when Gemma's event
let's not
is
just
on?
do fucking logistics.
When is Gemma's event on?
Yeah, but we're not organising it here. What we're going to do is we're sticking with it. 500. If you want to come to the 500
Ryan
party.
John said we should be organising more on air, remember?
Yeah, no. He didn't say to fumble through to check people's schedules.
What was he saying?
He was saying, let people in on us organising things. So one thing
what
at
am
a
I
time.
fucking doing?
Gemma's on October 10th.
Okay, so Gemma's got an event on October 10. Is that the one in Melbourne, in St Kilda?
You're a pain in the ass.
No, that's the one in Sydney. The Bumble Buzz.
Okay, come on, guys.
Where's the one that Amy and Bree are going to?
It's got nothing to do with this.
Well, it does
So-
because Gemma's going to have to go if we're going to doing the creek.
All right. I'm done. I got to go home.
Okay. So you don't want to do the creek. Okay, that's fine.
But we're doing one thing at a time. Ryan
All right.
didn't say
Organised
open
him.
5 things and talk about them.
Okay. So we'll do AU 79, the 29th. Can we make it Halloween themed or no?
Yeah. Look, we'll get there. We'll work it out. The barrier needs to be low for people to come.
Mm-hmm. So easy costumes. Should we get Leah with the face paint?
We can do face painting. I like that. Anyway,
Okay, great.
we'll
Can Hayden
we'll
do the tattoo? Can we do
I
the
want
tattoo?
the tattoo done during the show.
Mhm.
I want all the Gronks in Melbourne. If you want to come from Sydney, if you want to come from anywhere, I
Should
want you to
people
come.
email us now if they want to?
Email us saying it's time to party in the
In
subject
the
line.
subject, yeah.
Yeah, Gronk wants to party. It's
No,
time
what-
to. It's
One
time
subject
to
line.
party.
It's time to party. Okay, well,
And-
put that in the subject line. We're going to. We'll only have limited availability,
Yeah,
but it will be Tuesday, the 29th of October,
yeah,
in the evening, probably kicking off at 7 p.m.
yeah. It's a good time. After work, get there 7 till 10.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
And
head home.
so,
we'll.
finger food.
Yeah, there'll be more details as it comes. We'll start revealing. I mean, if you just tell them everything straight away,
Mm. Well, I'm just trying.
there's
to
actually nothing to tell them the
Mhm.
next day.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, I mean, also we got to work it out.
And if you are if you can't make that event but would like to go to the creek, do a subject line, count me for the creek,
no,
and we'll try and work out a date for that.
Great.
I think that'll be. I think we can keep the barrier to the entry with the creek easy. No
Yeah.
marquee, no sack racing, all that sort of stuff.
Look, if you want to come, episode 500,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to party in the
AU
subject
79.
line. In the subject line, we'll let you know where it's all happening.
All right.
And so we'll respond with some details.
Great. All right. It's the Daily Talk Show. Hi at thedailytalkshow.com is the email address to be able to send that email. Time to party. It's time to party
It's time to party.
is the subject line. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow.
See you guys.